Trial as well as the trial for Major Nidal Hasan have really dominated the headlines recently. Here with some perspective on both cases is defense attorney Ed Chernoff with Chernoff Law. And Ed, we brought you in this morning because you have personal experience working with a high-profile trial because you were part of the defense team of Conrad Murray, the man who was accused of causing the death of Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah, I've been involved in cases that were highly publicized and certainly televised, so I suppose I have some perspective on that, yes.
Well, let's just at the very beginning differentiate Zimmerman from Hasan. The Hasan trial is going to be a military trial. It's not going to be broadcast publicly, and there's a different set of rules about, for example, they're not getting jurors who are called in on jury duty to work that case.
Well, you're getting jurors called in, but they're officers in the military. It's a military tribunal. You're not going to have that televised in our lifetime. You're not going to see that. So the level of interest is going to be limited somewhat because it's not on TV every single day. But the offense itself was so heinous, and of course there's terrorist undertones to it, that people are going to be following it, and it's an important case to follow.
Have you kept up with the Zimmerman trial, and if so, well, what way do you see this trial ending? A lot of pundits on TV are saying that the prosecution maybe did not prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, it's very dangerous for somebody who gets on TV and make a determination about what a jury should do, and I think that's one of the big things that I've always had trouble with is commentators like me getting up there and telling a jury what they should or shouldn't do. I will tell you this from watching the Zimmerman trial: this much is true. The prosecution came to the table with a case that was not strong. They had difficulty with their case right from the very beginning. They focused on issues that were challenged, clearly going to be challenged. Things like the voice on a recording, who was calling for help, for instance. They made it very clear from the beginning that they said this was Trayvon Martin who did that. And they had to have known. They had to have known that that was going to be a problem later on in the case.
That may turn out to be the glove, so to speak. Let me ask you finally, Ed, obviously this case has racial overtones. People are very angry. Facebook is lit up with a lot of people saying that, you know, look, there are no African Americans on the jury. People are concerned that Trayvon is not getting a fair shake, the deceased. What should people take away if George Zimmerman is found not guilty? Is it just a subject of not having a good prosecution and that was the failure, or is it a part of a bigger systemic problem toward minorities?
Well, Mike, hold on a second. We have to first understand that this case began and has now ended with racial overtones, and I wonder whose fault that is in reality. It may just be that the case, actually the facts of the case, the start of the case and the end of the case was really just a situation where you've got a self-defense issue that applied, and it turned out that the victim in this case was a black man. But right from the beginning, it was pushed as a racial incident. Even I think President Obama got involved. We had real problems right from the beginning. That's why the interest is there. Ultimately, the jury sitting there, whether they're white or black or any other race, is charged to make a determination based on reasonable doubt.
Well,
that's what we should take away from it.
That's what we all have to keep in mind. And Ed, I appreciate so much your expertise on this issue. Thanks so much for coming in cleverly.